sat there and watched it go viral. And I called up Becky and I said, something's happening. And she said, what? And I said, I don't know, but you need to get in here and see what's happening.
Susan Pitts created a Facebook post about moms and chicken nuggets, and it spread like wildfire.
I think we got 200,000 new followers that week because we were getting 40,000 a day. And I said, Becky, I think it's time to pay attention to this. God is shining a light on this, and we cannot ignore this.
Susan Pitts and her daughter, Becky Thompson, manage a Facebook group called Midnight Mom Devotional. It is a community of over 1.6 million followers, mainly moms who pray for other moms. I'm Jim Kirkland.
And I'm Christy Etheridge. Welcome back to the Christ to Their Community series of GPS, God, People, Stories, an outreach of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And on this episode, Becky and Susan share an amazing story of how Midnight Mom Devotional began and what they've learned about the power of prayer through building that online community.
But before you jump on your computer or open the Facebook app on your phone to look them up, we're talking about the specific group Midnight Mom Devotional. There's another unrelated Facebook group with a similar name, but Midnight Mom Devotional is the group Becky and Susan started.
So the operative word, Christy, devotional.
Devotional.
Midnight Mom Devotional. Thank you very much for the clarification. And speaking on the power of prayer, you'll hear Billy Graham share some words on prayer as well.
There is one great lesson that Jesus would teach us, and that is the victorious assurance that God answers every true prayer.
More from Billy Graham later on in this episode, and so you don't miss out on any new episodes, just make sure you're subscribed to GPS, God, People, Stories on your favorite podcasting app. But right now, if you'd like to know more about what it means to become a follower of Jesus Christ, check out our website. It's available anytime at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net.
GPS.
God,
People, Stories.
We are a community that prays for moms as moms. Every night at 8:30 on Facebook, we post a very short but very specific prayer calling women to gather around one specific mama.
Midnight Mom Devotional is a massive group on Facebook now, but it started with Becky just reaching out to connect with other moms.
As a mom of two very small children, living in my husband's small town, I was isolated from so much of my community and really separated from a lot of who I had been in my life. So in a struggle to find identity and find community and find my place, I was awake at all hours of the night, and I began to share just online on my personal Facebook account, and then later in more of a public Facebook account, what I was going through as a mom.
Night after night, Becky was awake and checking in on Facebook to share her journey and let other moms know that they were being prayed for. And she was getting a lot of responses.
In the middle of the night, these women would comment, but here's the thing, all of these people would say, this is what I need God to do in the middle of the night. And I told my own mom, I said, listen, there are these women, they're sharing their hearts. I can't have them feel like no one is seeing their comments. Will you come and pray with me nightly in the comment section? Will you help me pray for these women?
So many moms were commenting and responding. Becky needed backup. Together, Becky and her mom, Susan, teamed up to make sure each and every mom who needed prayer knew they were seen.
These women, they're out there. They need support because the night is dark and lonely, but God's presence doesn't leave us just because everybody else goes to sleep. And so we would spend hours, literal hours, praying through, for the mom who was awake with a sick child, just commenting back simply, we're praying for you. But it was more than that. It was pausing to sincerely pray.
The big turning point for Midnight Mom Devotional happened one night when Susan was taking the lead on the page while Becky had her hands full with a newborn.
One night, I don't even remember why, I just wrote a prayer about how the mom who was afraid she was ruining her kids because sometimes she serves them chicken nuggets or pizza instead of nutritious food, or sometimes she, lets them, be on TV too much or something, something simple. and just said, but, Lord, you say she's a good mom, that she loves her babies, and just posted it.
Susan didn't realize it when she was writing that prayer, but it would end up being one of those moments where a simple prayer would end up resonating with moms everywhere.
I sat there and watched it go viral. And I called up Becky and I said, something's happening. And she said, what? And I said, I don't know, but you need to get in here and see what's happening. I think we got 200,000 new followers that week because we were getting 40,000 a day.
Officially, the Facebook group Midnight Mom Devotional went live in 2016. But Becky and Susan would be quick to tell you that it really began decades earlier.
Yeah, Susan recalls her early days of motherhood and what she would do while up late at night caring for baby Becky.
We used to live kind of out in the country. Oklahoma City wasn't grown as far out as it was at the time. And I could see that hospital out the back door of my house, even though it was like 7 or 8 miles away. And it had a cross on it, a white cross. So every night late, when you're up with a newborn, mamas know that you're up late anyway. Every night I would stand at the back door and look at that cross and pray for the mamas every night for years.
Susan also journaled her prayers. One prayer journal entry from when Susan was pregnant with Becky resurfaced decades later with a remarkable connection to this new Facebook group they were managing.
So my mom sent me a photograph. The Midnight Mom Devotional community was just beginning. And the photograph was a page of her journal. And in her cursive handwriting was written, I pray for the new baby, that he or she would be a testimony to your love and power to sustain parents, especially moms, through hard times and trials.
I remember praying that this baby would be a blessing to moms and parents and would minister to the needs of moms and parents who were in difficult places. And I actually found that prayer and I cut it out of the journal and I mailed it to her. And I said, honey, the Lord knew you were going to minister to parents and especially to moms. He knew this was the call on your life and that he would always be there with you, taking you through this journey of ministering to other moms.
These days, Becky and Susan both play an integral role in the Midnight Mom community.
Mom and I co-write these prayers together because more than anything, we want these women to be seen, know they're seen by God, but also let them know that there are other women going through similar things, even if it's not the exact story of their life. And we just go back and forth and we craft the prayer in such a way that we feel like it best reflects, that prolonged praying period that we have outside of what's posted there on the page that women can connect with and share among their communities.
In addition to co-writing the prayers, Susan has a very hands-on role with the community.
I am really like the mama bear for the page because we don't allow any of the vitriol, the ugliness to come in. We will hold your hand and walk with you through tremendous pain, but we will not allow someone to come in and to diminish that for you or to diminish your story. So I probably spend hours every evening making sure that people have a voice, but that they have a kind voice and that women can come there and feel safe and know that they're going to be okay. I feel like it's important to have created this community where women can feel seen and heard and appreciated and loved. That's my job.
Both Becky and Susan are able to stand firm in the power of prayer because they each have a strong relationship with Jesus Christ, which for both of them began early on in their lives. This is how Susan's journey began.
I was about, I think maybe 8 years old, and Billy Graham came on TV. I was so young, and he presented the gospel in a way I had never heard about the Lord before. And in my living room, in that little house, I